の怪獣はデストロイヤーです。なんてまがま。
What's going on YouTube? This is Destroyah's Prophet here with my first countdown ever. Now, if you like horror games or you don't, the one thing that unites both kinds of players is monsters. Now, everyone has their opinion on what is the greatest monster in video games, so I might as well throw my hat into the ring. So here are the rules for this list. Only one per franchise, has to be memorable, and no monsters from other medias, meaning no Slender Man and no Godzilla monsters. With that said, let's jam! Okay, I know this might be a cop-out using a monster from Monster Hunter, but screw you, this is my list! The Raytheon is a large green wyvern with a poison-tipped tail. The first time I faced this female Rathalos, I nearly dropped a Robert Chatsky in my pants. Though intimidating, I can't put her any higher due to better monsters on this list. You're probably asking yourself, Destroyah's Prophet! Why only Tekken 3? They were in more games than that! Simple answer. It's the only game where they both were the final boss. Personally, in most Tekken games, I usually play as True Ogre. They both take the number 12 spot because they're the same character. Don't believe me? Play Tekken 3 again. Plus, just look at them. Yeesh. Ever since these grotesque abominations dropped from the ceiling in Resident Evil 2, they have become a staple of the franchise. Most countdown artists would have chosen the Hunter or maybe Nemesis, but I implore you, give some love to these long-clawed, exposed-brain, long-tongued, wall-crawling creatures of death. Is it just me, or am I one sick SOB? number! Okay, in all honesty, these things are hard to hit and freak me the hell out. Not to mention that when they get close to you, they explode. So again, I say, next number! Every time I encountered one of these fungus-headed blind monstrosities, I did everything in my power not to make any loud noises, lest my throat be ripped out. You see, unlike other zombies in this game, these baddies are blind. Nothing more than shambling corpses with fungus sprouting from the nose up. They hunt by using echolocation like a bat, but not like a bat. All they do is make this screech-like clicking noise. The only way to avoid these guys is don't make a... Up. Up! Yep. Booped them. Now, number 8's kind of weird, because technically they're not monsters. These things are homicidal, insane, wall-crawling, deformed, and yet they're still considered human. In my book, splicers from the BioShock series are definitely monsters. Dark Souls! Dark bloody souls! God, I love these games! Even though these games are as hard as dragging your genitals across a cheese grater, okay, I'm getting off topic. The Gaping Dragon is the 6th boss in Dark Souls 1. Do I need do you want more? Okay. This thing is a giant multi-legged dragon, but instead of its mouth being on its head, its mouth is the entire underbelly. Its mouth is its entire underbelly. Plus, it vomits corroding ooze out of said mouth.
かるにその概念は当初から虚無である。言葉とは虚偽なる価値を偽造する檻である。すなわち現実とは黒く塗りつぶされた白紙。ここも外も何ら差のない世界だ。虹。いやいや。フンヌ、濃い紫、ヒューマンチェア、天のミリア。ミリアか感じる。すぐそこに来ている。外に出てみる。悪くないかもしれないな。
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Wait, Eddie? You mean the guy with the long, flowing blonde hair from Guilty Gear? Wait a minute, he's not a monster! Correction. That guy is Zato-1. Eddie is the name of the shadow beast that attacks for him. Granted, I understand the confusion because Zato-1 is the foot soldier who summoned Eddie at the price of his eyes to control him. Essentially a likable monster, Eddie has a decent personality and can shape himself into basically anything, including my number 6 pick. Okay, let's talk League of Legends. I know the Green Scorpion has an affinity with LoL, and I do play as well, but I digress. I have a champ for each role on the team. Vel'Koz as my mid lane mage, Kha'Zix for jungling, Cho'Gath to fill the role of a top lane bruiser, Kog'Maw as a nomming bottom lane marksman, and Rek'Sai for either attack damage carry or jungler. So, which of these beasties makes the cut? Simple. All 5. Don't judge me. For the void. The next 3 are feeding my nostalgia. Enter Lizzie the Lizard. You're probably wondering why I didn't choose either George or Ralph for this list. To put it bluntly, my namesake. To expand on that, when I was a kid, I would always play as Lizzie due to my love of dinosaurs and all, and I mean all, Godzilla movies. Guess I'm cold-blooded. I don't even know how to describe this thing, but I'll try. In this Sony Entertainment published gem, there once was a war between Dragoons and Winglings. The Dragoons were winning till the Winglings sent this thing as their trump card. Now this weapon that wiped out all of the Dragoons is resurrected, and it is up to Dart and the party to beat it. This first encounter with Virage, it uses its claws to slash, uses mind waves to inflict status ailments on the party, and fires a head laser that does massive damage. This is a monster of a boss, especially for the first disc. It's a shame that no one really talks about this gem. It's yellow, has one eye, hops around on his tail, attacks with his mouth and tongue, and has attitude for days! Yep, I'm talking about one of Monster Rancher's mascots, Suezo. The first time I played the second installment of the series, this short-tempered little guy worked the best for me. Not to mention, if you've played the Game Boy Color Monster Rancher card game, he's a great team member. Great monster to befriend, but just don't stare at him. Usual routine before we get to the number 1 pick, let's recap. Number 13, Raytheon. Number 12, Ogre/True Ogre. Number 11, Lickers. Number 10, Tickers. Number 9, Clickers. Number 8, Splicers. Number 7, The Gaping Dragon. Number 6, Eddie. Number 5, The Beasties from the Void. Number 4, Lizzie the Lizard. Number 3, The Wounded Virage. Number 2, Suezo. In order to be my number 1, let alone anywhere on this list, the monster has to be memorable. So, my number 1 pick is Jack Frost from the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. Have you seen this little snowball? It's so adorable! Though, this being my favorite RPG franchise, I can tell you that nothing is what it seems. This friendly-faced monster will literally freeze you to death, body and soul, with a cheery hee-haw! Plus, this little guy is so loved by all that he has multiple iterations within the games themselves. I'm Destroyah's Prophet, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Hee-haw!